Hello, Charlie Redding, the founder of Efficient Portfolio here. I want to welcome you to our strategic partner video series. We want to work really closely with the firms around us that we think are like-minded. And so I want to use these series of video clips that we aim to send you just once a month, and all of them will only be like a 5-minute video, but just once a month to give you an insight into what we do for our clients so that you can help spot the opportunities within your client base. Now, in this first video, I just want to remind you a bit about Efficient Portfolio before I dive into, in future videos, some of the client case studies. So, as a reminder, Efficient Portfolio are authorised and regulated by the Financial Conduct Authority, which I'm sure you know, but it's just really worth reiterating. We're truly independent, and that means that we're not tied to any companies out there. We give our advice across the entire market, and we've been fee-based since 2006 because we felt that was the only way that you could give truly independent advice. That means our fees are always exactly the same regardless of the solution that we recommend. We're a chartered financial planning firm, which puts us in the top percentages of our industry, and that ensures that we stick to strict guidelines, improving the business as well as from a qualification point of view. And part of the reason we're sending you this video is because we want to work differently. We want to work closely with our clients' other professional and trusted partners. So, because historically what used to happen was that the client would have an accountant, a solicitor, a financial advisor, and they'd be getting advice from all of the different angles and really would be stuck in the middle, not knowing which way to turn, because sometimes that advice would conflict. Whereas we think working on what we call the trusted team approach is much better. You know, with our trusted team approach, we want to be working closely with our client's solicitor, with our client's accountant, because that way we can give joined up advice. And then when the advice is presented to the client knows that they're getting the benefit of all the expertise from their different trusted partners. Now, over the course of these videos, I'm going to explain a little bit about how we've helped our clients, but it's useful to remind you of what the Efficient Portfolio process is so that you understand how we help an individual client. And we do that initially with what we call the exploration process. And the exploration process is really broken down into 3 parts. It's a free finance call. So if you've got anybody you think that we might be able to help, we'll do that free finance call with anyone. We don't mind if it's the children of your best client. Even if we can't help them with one-to-one advice, what we can do is work out the best place to help them. But on that free finance call, which typically is a 15 to 30-minute call, and it can be over a coffee face-to-face if they prefer, then we'll make sure that we can identify the best financial planner at Efficient Portfolio to help them. And of course, we want to make sure that we are able to help them. At the end of that call, if they want our help, we book what's called the exploration meeting. And the exploration meeting is a 90-minute meeting. And because we're working with you as a strategic partner, that meeting will be free of charge for your clients. So that meeting allows us to really explain to the client how we work, help the client understand their current financial situation, and it allows them to really think about the future, because only once they've got a clear understanding of the future and what's important to them, can we help them build a plan for it. Assuming they want our advice at the end of that meeting, then we go away and build them their own bespoke financial plan. We charge a flat fee to do that work, and we're able to tell them at the end of that first meeting what that fee is, just as soon as we know what work's involved. That fee is covered by a 100% money back guarantee. So even if they were to get the plan and think, you know, why on earth have you referred them to these idiots Efficient Portfolio for? Then no questions asked, they'll get their money back. That plan will contain all of our advice, all of our lifetime cash flow forecasting, all of maybe the inheritance tax planning strategy, or the retirement strategy, or the investment strategy, all of the advice that we've talked about that's required. And we can send you a copy of that plan if the client wants, so that we can be working together with you on that work. In the process of building that plan, we'll actually try and get you involved as well, so that we can benefit from your expertise and we can work together on building the best plan possible. Once they've got the plan, we'll have a planning meeting with the client, and again, you're welcome to attend that meeting if you want, so that you can understand the planning that we're talking about and help the client make the best decisions for them. And that allows us to answer any questions and explain certain concepts. And then we have what we call the progressive review program. And the progressive review program is where we ensure that the client's financial planning evolves with them over time. So we'll regularly see them, regularly send them updates, get them involved in workshops, and it's quite often that we get you to sit in on some of those review meetings, particularly in more complicated clients, because that means, again, we're working together on giving the best financial comprehensive approach to the client. And one last thing I want to talk about on this video is lifetime cash flow forecasting, because over the course of the next few videos, I'm going to use lifetime cash flow forecasting to explain how we've helped a particular client. So I just want to remind you the two key charts in lifetime cash flow forecasting. The first is the income versus expenditure chart. Now this is a chart that runs through for the rest of their life, and most clients will model up to living to age 100. The blue blocks represent a year through to age 100, and the blue blocks are the income available in that year. The black line that runs along the top of it, that's their required expenditure for each of those years. Blue is good, it means they've got sufficient income to meet their expenditure. Red is bad, it means they have insufficient income to meet their expenditure. So that's the first key chart, and that's called the income versus expenditure chart. The second chart is the liquid assets chart, and that shows us what's going on in the background. Over the course of their life, are their investments, pensions and savings reducing, as they are in this example, and maybe even running out, or are they continuing to rise? And there's different colours for different investment accounts. I won't explain these in too much more detail now, but when I go through these follow-up videos, it's just useful to have an understanding of how lifetime cash flow forecasting works, because it's one of the best ways I can show you how we're helping clients. So, the last thing I just want to mention briefly is we run on a monthly basis a thing called the Breakthrough Business Breakfast. It's a breakfast meeting held in our Rutland office. It's usually the second Tuesday of the month, or it is at the moment. It starts at 8 o'clock. We'll have you out the door by 10 o'clock. And over the course of a breakfast, what we'll do is two things. One is you'll meet some other interesting business owners to be able to network with, but we'll also each month cover a particular theme that allows us to improve our business month on month, whether it's how to delegate better, whether it's how to generate more leads, whether it's all sorts of different things in there as to how you can get a better business. And we'll work on those as a group, which we've found improves the networking approach. And so not only are you leaving with an expanded network, you're also leaving with some ideas as to how you can improve your practice. So if you would like to attend that, just email Charlotte at efficientportfolio.co.uk. We'd love to welcome you in for one of our breakfasts. If we can ever help with what we cover in these videos or anything else, just drop us a line. We'd really love to spend more time talking to you guys so that we can work out how we can help particular clients so that you can add more value to your client journey. So that's it from me for now. Look out for the next video in roughly a month's time, which will give you your first case study example of how we help a particular client. And then once a month thereafter, we'll send you some more, just so that you're constantly getting an idea of how we can help clients and how we can create them a better future through inspirational financial planning. I'll see you again soon.